Tonight at 6, concerns over Elijah McClain's death put Broomfield in a bad situation.
What do you do if you don't have a coroner on January 1?
I can't answer that question.
Pretty mild today across the Front Range. Not the case tomorrow as snow moves in. I'll let you know exactly what we expect, how much, and when.
Also, the Denver auditor takes issue with DIA.
CU removes a stain from its legacy.
Why even the best metro businesses won't be receiving the 5-star treatment anytime soon.
What needs to happen before children can receive the coronavirus vaccine?
Kids are not just small adults. Their immune systems behave really differently.
And we reflect on the career of Ryan Marshall, Denver7's angriest reporter.
The only reason I'm outside is to tell people not to come outside. What am I doing with my life?
We will explain, I promise. Good evening, and thanks for watching Denver 7. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're here tonight. There is more fallout tonight in the Elijah McClain case, and this time in a city that has nothing to do with the young man's death.
The Adams County Coroner's Office has been criticized for its handling of McClain's autopsy. And now it appears council members in Broomfield have concerns of their own.
But here's where it gets complicated. Broomfield relies on Adams County to process hundreds of cases a year, and the coroner really didn't like what was said about her during a recent meeting.
Denver 7's CB Cotton picks up the story from there.
2 counties listed on one seal. Since 2001, Adams County has provided coroner services to the city and county of Broomfield, but that'll soon change. In this letter to the Broomfield City County, the Adams County coroner says her office is done providing Broomfield its services.
I do have some concerns with how this was handled, that there's a lot of question marks there.
You only have to go back 1 week to find where the rift began. The coroner's contract came up in a city council meeting on December 10th, as did the coroner's handling of Elijah McClain's autopsy.
Stop, I have a right to stop you.
In 2019, the unarmed 23-year-old died in the custody of Aurora police, and the Adams County coroner ruled the death undetermined.
Had some question marks, regarding how things were handled.
In an interview with Denver7, Broomfield Mayor Pat Quinn says despite concerns raised by the council, they elected to renew the agreement. He admits the council could have handled their questions differently, though, something the coroner raised concerns about in her letter to the mayor, writing, "The majority of your council expressed a clear lack of confidence in my office, based solely on media reports, assumptions, and speculations."
I think she deserved the chance to respond and decide whether she could or could not respond. But once again, she didn't have the chance to respond.
Quinn says he's hoping the contract can at least be extended, saying there's no time to find other coroner services before the new year.
We need her services, which I'm saying to you today. We need her to go into 2021.
CB Cotton, Denver 7.
To weather now. High country is going to see a half a foot of fresh powder by tomorrow. Denver will get a little more than a dusting. Meteorologist Stacey Donaldson is tracking it all. Hi, Stacey.
Hey there. Yes, we are going to see some snow moving in tomorrow. Definitely higher amounts up into the higher elevations, but outside now it's quiet. The clouds have moved in as we prep for this storm for tomorrow. So we'll see light snow here for the Front Range tomorrow, and our temperatures will really drop. Our current temperatures are mostly in the 20s and 30s here for the Front Range and for the Eastern Plains, mostly 20s up in the higher elevations. It will be much cooler by about 10 degrees tomorrow afternoon from our afternoon highs today in the 40s. So right now we're at 39 degrees downtown, 31 at DIA, with some 30s and 40s off to the west as you head out I-70 up in the higher elevations. We do have a winter weather advisory in effect for our northern and central mountains, everything shaded in purple until Friday at 5 p.m. for about 3 to 7 inches of snow. Now here for the Front Range, we're expecting lighter amounts than that for sure. As you see on our planer for the high country, we are going to see temperatures in the 20s with those scattered snow showers. Tonight though, mostly cloudy skies here in Denver, overnight lows in the 20s, and we're expecting that snow tomorrow. I have more of a timeline and what we're looking at for snow totals coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Stacey, thank you. The Denver Auditor's Office is hard on everyone, but it's really found fault with the airport. A report out today says DIA is behind on maintenance and isn't effective at keeping contractors in line or on time. As of August, that backlog amounted to nearly 300 work orders. DIA has not responded to our request for comment.
University of Colorado has revoked an honorary degree awarded to Father Charles Woody Woodridge, a Denver priest found to have sexually abused children. Woodridge was the most prominent of 52 priests named in a Colorado Attorney General's investigation into the local Catholic Church. He died in 1991.
An Englewood police officer was shot twice during a June confrontation with a domestic violence suspect. One bullet entered her stomach. The other hit the handcuff case on her belt line. A report from the DA's office says Officer Lauren Riddle had to be dragged to safety by a fellow officer. Another officer then arrived at the scene, pulled his rifle, and shot the suspect in the head. Officer Riddle was seriously hurt but survived.
Congressman Ken Buck won't seek another term as chairman of the Republican Party of Colorado. Buck told supporters today he plans to advocate for conservative values in a different capacity. He served as party chair since 2019, continues, of course, to represent Colorado's 4th Congressional District in Washington.
Don't expect much to change in the Denver metro when Colorado's 5-star program takes effect tomorrow.
So the idea is to loosen restrictions for businesses that have shown they can operate with extreme caution. However, most counties have not received approval yet. And even when they do, restaurants and gyms will still need to be inspected. A bar owner in Vail is facing up to 6 months in jail for packing the house. The Bridge Street Bar is allowed to have 40 people inside at a time. Prosecutors say they were caught with 80. So the owner was hit with a misdemeanor and is due in court in March.
Unemployment numbers continue to climb. As of December 5th, 255,000 Coloradans were depending on benefits. It was 224,000 on November 28th and 208,000 on the 21st. Level red restrictions first took effect on the 20th. 3,700 cases of the virus reported in Colorado today. That puts us past 300,000 year to date. Another 91 deaths were also confirmed. So we have lost 309 people since Sunday. Just over 1,500 people are in the hospital tonight. Those facilities do continue to show improvement. And as of this evening, all 46,000 vaccines in Colorado's initial shipment are present and accounted for. More than 8,000 have already been administered. Moderna received approval from an FDA panel today and could start delivering doses by next week.
We've talked a lot about the people who are first in line for those shots. Well, tonight we're going to focus on the people who aren't in line at all. Denver7's Jessica Porter with that.
We know COVID-19 hits older adults much harder than the young. Yet experts insist the only way we'll control the pandemic is to vaccinate children, 12% of the population. Problem is, drug makers haven't even started testing their candidates in kids under 12.
Kids' immune systems are really different than adults. As any pediatrician will tell you, that kids are not just small adults. Their immune systems behave really differently.
Dr. Christian Ramers says testing is needed to find the right vaccine dose for kids and see if there are any unexpected side effects. But the logistics are tough. Vaccine makers have to separate their trials into several age groups because kids' immune systems change as they grow. That means more child volunteers are needed.
I mean, it's more challenging as an investigator myself for research to enroll a kid into a study because you have to get permission.
Because parents have to sign off, experts say it can take much longer to enroll enough kids for a study. Neither Pfizer nor Moderna have done any testing on kids under 12 and may not until mid-2021. As a result, Dr. Evan Anderson at the Emory School of Medicine told us by email, quote, "Our children under 12 years of age are almost certainly going into next school year without a vaccine option available for them." He says that could put school reopenings in jeopardy, impacting kids' mental health, and says a vaccine may not be ready for older kids in time unless there are more studies or the FDA makes a decision based on the limited data it already has.
Bar will probably be lower in terms of seeing very robust data, but I know people will be watching that data very closely to make sure that the safety issues also hold up for kids as they do for adults.
The American Academy of Pediatrics has been calling on vaccine makers to start including children in their clinical trials since September. Without kids vaccinated, the group says we won't reach herd immunity, writing, quote, "We know that children can be infected with COVID-19 and can transmit it to others." In a statement, Pfizer told us it is, quote, "working actively with regulators on a potential pediatric study plan." But the company did not provide details. I'm Jessica Porter, Denver7.
Coming up, Denver makes a big investment in the Montbello neighborhood. We can't wait to see it pay off.
I'm so excited to see a true product of the community coming to fruition finally.
But don't worry, guys, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I got this sleeveless vest that you guys make me wear.
Plus, Denver7 goes viral. We sat down with the quote-unquote reporter responsible.
I go look up the best news channel in Denver and let's spoof that one.